This is going to be your guide to price action. Price action is everything when it comes to trading. So come over here to my chart. So when we're looking at Costco here, you notice that over many subsequent days, Costco has just gone up, up, up. And I have both charts up here because I want to show you. Remember, these charts are exactly the same. This is my weekly chart, meaning that the weekly stochastic or the weekly trend is what is dictating the overall trade here. And when you come over here, it's the same daily candles. These candles and these candles are exactly the same. But you notice your trend is a little bit different. It happens a lot faster. And more importantly, you have your volume over here. Volume is going to drive everything in price action. So when we talk about price action, it's the price movement. But I think what a lot of people miss is that they miss what's happening with the volume. Guys, volume is everything when it comes to trading. Volume is everything when it comes to price action. Volume is everything when it comes to the stock market. Think about it this way. And those of you that have been around for a while, you know this analogy that I give. Volume is like gasoline that you put in your car. If you don't have any gasoline in your car, you're not going to go anywhere. If you're trying to go up a big hill, if you're trying to climb a big hill like this, you're not going to go anywhere if you don't have gasoline in the car. Now, you come down here and you pay attention to your volume. Now, when we say volume, what are we looking for? We're looking for increasing buying volume when we're going long. So what do you notice about these volume bars over here? Well, one thing that I notice is, number one, it's consistent. This yellow line here is average, and you can see that 4 days in a row, it had really nice average volume. Now, was there a profit-taking day in here? Yes, but what happened the next 2 days? Really good buying volume. What happens when you get a lot of people pushing in the same direction? Think about it this way. You have a car, you have gasoline in it, and you have a full tank. If you have a full tank, that's a lot of people being able to slam on that accelerator. Think about it in terms of shares being bought, if it's gas particles. What's going to happen when all of those shares are stepping on that pedal in one direction? Well, the stock price is going to go like that, and that's exactly what happens. So when you have consistency and confirmation amongst the market, it's going to push things up. What I don't want to see is a day where the stock price runs up on you and then the stock price pulls all the way back down. And what is that? Well, it means that the volume wasn't necessarily there. So if we just come through here and we start looking at different days where there are maybe some wicks, you notice here, this day right here, right in there, that was February 8th. You notice where the volume ended up. And you're going to look, some of you may look at this and go, well, it was just barely below average volume. That's true, but that's how much volume matters. You can see that it was barely below. And what happened on this day? Well, it pulled right back down. You started off and you ended in the same place that you started that day. If we go and look at some selling right here, this was a day where the stock price pulled down and rebounded right back up. Why? Look where your volume was. So you want to make sure, and look, if you just look in here, guys, that is a lot of selling volume. It's a lot of low volume. It's a lot of inconsistent volume. Let me get the whiskers out of the way for this one. You notice here, in this time frame right around here, look how many wicks there are. There was no consistency in there. You had one good candle coming down, maybe two good candles coming down, but other than that, it just wasn't there. So the idea behind the price action is you want to have two things going for you. One, the volume, and two, that's going to drive the price, not the other way around. You don't want price action to drive volume. You want volume to drive price action. And that is the premise behind all of this. So let's get into this Costco trade real quick, just so we can show you an example of what we would be looking at. And I'm going to pull this up on the daily chart. Why the daily? So we have the volume to look at. So looking at this, you notice that Costco is basically in a consolidation channel here. And some of you might be saying, Mostafa, I don't know what a consolidation channel is. And that's a great question. Consolidation is really just you're stuck, you're range bound. You can't break out above or below two certain levels, a high and a low. And you might look at this and say, well, it dropped below that yellow line you drew right there. Right, you're always going to have things that drop below those lines, but they're always going to get sucked right back up in. And if you look at this is from March 25th through May 2nd. It really didn't break out of that range with the exception of a couple of very weak days where it was outside of it. So now that we've established that, what are we looking for? And more importantly, guys, look at this. Going from that range of March 25th, whatever I said, let's just draw it again. Going from this range right here, what do you notice about the volume right through there? I'll give you a second to answer. You notice that it's incredibly low. You had so many days in here where you didn't hit that yellow line that my cursor is going across. You compared to right over here, look how many days we did touch that yellow line. You didn't have it back here, you did have it in here. And what happened when you got buying volume? Well, the price went like that. I encourage you to go through multiple charts and go and look at this. You're gonna see it's a consistent pattern. And that's what this is all about. It's all just about pattern recognition. So if you're sitting here and you're waiting on Costco, you're waiting and saying, okay, I need to get a good stochastic or a good trend with good volume, which is going to drive price action. And that's exactly what you've gotten here. You've gotten a good drive of price action here. And now you're actually going sideways up here, meaning that the price is going to probably continue to climb if buying volume comes in. We're starting to get a shade of selling volume right here, right? But you had a shade of selling volume a couple of days ago. That's just profit taking. It doesn't mean exit your trade. It just means pay a little bit of attention. You could get a turnaround. So I know I threw a lot of stuff at you guys right here, and I said a lot of the same things over and over, but that was the purpose of it. It comes back to getting that basis, getting that basic understanding. Trading really doesn't need to be that complicated. People use big words and these crazy patterns and this and that. It really doesn't need to be that complicated. It can be relatively simple. But most people want to sound really smart and want to sound like their strategy really works. My whole thing is just a couple of patterns, couple volume things, couple price action things, and it's keep it simple, stupid. That gives you overall peace of mind. If you want to learn more about my process, my pattern recognition, be in my community with the other people that all have that same mindset and that same understanding and those same goals that you have, join my Patreon right now. It's $25 a month. There's less than 100 spots available. There may be less than 50 spots available right now. It is a great place to be. We go live multiple times a week. We do live trades. These videos you get to ask questions about directly to me and directly to the other traders that are in the same boat as you. Guys, if this is overwhelming for you, I promise that it doesn't have to be. Everybody started out at a basic level, including myself. Find a mentor that you can stick to. Like I had a mentor. I can be that mentor for you. Join the Patreon. You're absolutely going to love it. So I went a little bit deeper on this topic. Click right here. Go watch it. You're going to love it.